Here's a brief but annoying message to let you know that you could have first heard this episode 9 months ago if you were a subscriber to our Iron Filing Society Patreon offering.
For the price of a pint and a St Clement's each month, you can get up to 4 episodes a week, 9 months before the rest of the world gets them. Early access to regular episodes, lots of other marvellous benefits, and there's absolutely no adverts or brief but annoying messages like this that will get right on your ticks.
Find out more and subscribe now at tftimemachine.com/ironfilings.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, this is it!
This is Top Flight Time Machine. I am Andy Hotbody Dawson. Pow, pow, pow.
I'm Sam Nifty Delaney, so what?
Welcome along. We're in the history box once again, looking at the Rabies Mania of the 1980s and even the 1970s, if you like. We do these over WhatsApp video, don't we? So we can see each other while we're podding from our respective rigs. You look as if you're in like soft focus today.
Do I really?
As if someone's put Vaseline on the lens. Don't do anything. I like it. It's nice.
Oh yeah, I can see that now. Yeah, it's a bit like Emmanuel, like one of them Emmanuel films. Yeah,
very much so. Very.
No, I don't know. Maybe
very distracting.
It could have been. I may have a greasy thumb.
That's all it is. You've been eating some greasy food, some crisps, maybe.
I won't go into where the grease is from, but
no.
I did wipe my thumb. Maybe as I opened the laptop, your thumb sort of goes over the bit where the camera is, and the grease. Yeah, I've greased it.
You've greased it up, nice and.
It's all
nice
right.
And greasy. Well, I like it.
I've been up the new Tesco's, right? Because there's a new Tesco's opened in my hood. And we've already got one in the petrol station, but now there's another one that's bigger.
Is it? I was going to say a massive one. Is it the new one?
This morning, my daughter said, "I'm really desperate to check out the new Tesco." It's not. No, it's a Tesco Metro. Yeah. It's not a proper full scale.
Not a Tesco Extra.
No, it's a Tesco Metro, but the Tesco petrol station one, they're very small. They just got real basics, and then you got Tesco Metros a step up. You know, it's the equivalent of Sainsbury's local. And so my daughter was like, "Look, there's a new Tesco's in town. I want to check it out." Fair enough. I was like, "Yeah, me too, obviously." And she said,
"Do it.
Will you meet me there after school?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll set an alarm now." Right? Such is the easy breezy lifestyle of the pro podcaster. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I set a little reminder in my diary. And my good wife said, "Where are you off to then?" I said, "I'm going to meet Coco up the Tesco's, aren't I? The new Tesco's. We want to have a look around. We want to check it out." My wife doesn't get that. She just thinks it's a weird thing to do. She said, "It's like, what are you going up to check it? A Tesco's a Tesco." I said,
"See what it's got."
That's not fucking true, is it? We don't know. They have different stock. We want to see the layout.
Yeah.
We want to see if they've got any perks, like a Costa coffee machine, for example.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh. A Dunkin' Donuts concession.
Exactly.
All that.
So there's a lot of things. There's a lot of variables here.
There's so much more they can have than the Tesco garage.
I know.
And you need to find out what it is.
My wife looked at me like I was weird, so I've driven up there. My daughter's got off the bus a few stops early. And we've got in there. And, basically, it was really nice to have a look around. We were very impressed. We both gave it a 9. Good. In the context of a local supermarket, right? Mm-hmm. It didn't have a Dunkin' Donuts. It did have a Costa coffee machine. We were impressed by the range of produce. Very impressed. It was much better than the petrol station one. But I did realise as well, Andy, that really it was a ruse to get me to just buy things that would never be bought if we were with my wife, who is a responsible adult. And the thing is, like, if you remember going to the supermarket with your mum when you were a kid, I do. We used to go, like, it was big. It was Saturday. I mean, when I was a kid, before I started going to football on my own, it was basically equivalent of going to football. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's Saturday. It's Saturday. Saturday Superstore's over. I've had a bath. And now there's only one place I'm fucking heading. And it's Sainsbury's, right? Or Safeway before that. And, we'd go up there. And it was the big Sainsbury's in Chiswick. And as we walked around the aisles, we would bump, my mum would, every aisle, my mum would bump into someone she knew. And and I'd have to stand there, bored shitless, and she'd be gossiping on. Yeah, it'd be awful. Actually, my kids hate that now. They hate it when I bump into people.
Understandable. I did when I was a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really boring, isn't it? But what I would do is sometimes when she was distracted, I'd slip things in the trolley, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Nice. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna slip a fucking. I'm gonna slip a fucking pack of penguins in when she's not looking.
There for
exactly. Yeah. I called it a gossip tax, right? If you stop to gossip, I'm slipping a treat in, right? Yeah. And then she wouldn't know until you got to the till. But once you're at the till on a Saturday, it's so busy. Your mum's under quite a lot of pressure to keep things moving, isn't she? From the other mums behind her, she doesn't want to fuck around, so she sees things coming along the conveyor belt, and you can see her eyes, and she gives you a little look like, mini cheddars, really? Mm-hmm. I don't remember putting mini cheddars in there.
Yeah,
right.
And there's nothing she can do.
And I shrug.
Not a thing she can do.
And I shrug like, well, don't ask me. Maybe the mini cheddars, maybe the treat fairy put them in there, right? Or maybe you shouldn't have stopped and talked to fucking Peggy for so long when we bumped into her in the fucking crisp aisle.
What's she going to do? Sit to the checkout girl. Oh, I'm sorry, I've changed my mind. I don't want them.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
And it's not just the checkout girl who's going to be annoyed. It'll be the line of other fucking battle axes behind us. It'll be like, are you fucking joking? Just buy the mini cheddars and keep moving, bitch.
Once the stuff starts getting put on that conveyor belt, it's gold. It's locked in.
There's no turning back. There's
no
rules.
Turning back.
You know the rules. This is Saturday. This is the busiest time. This is where the fucking grown-ups do their shopping, right?
This is when you want to choose to do your shopping on a Saturday.
This is big shop day. This is only for pros, right? This is the big leagues. If you want to fuck around taking items back, shop on a fucking Wednesday afternoon with all the other washed up losers and grannies and the unemployed. This is big shop Saturday. This is elite big shopping, right? So buy them mini cheddars. If you can't keep an eye on your kid, if you're too busy gossiping, of course your kid's going to throw shit like that in the trolley. And that's your lookout.
If you can't keep an eye on your trolley.
Yeah, keep an eye on your fucking trolley. If you don't know what's going in your trolley, then you're not a proper mum. You're not a proper woman.
Yeah.
Right. This was the 80s I had. Thank God attitudes have changed since then.
So yeah.
Anyway, what my daughter does, because we don't go to the supermarket because we get the food delivered, right? We go Asda online. But what she doesn't get the opportunity to get those like bonus treats that you would get if you were at the supermarket. So she arranged to meet me there. Oh, mate, she got me to buy so many things. I got a large pack of, obviously you can imagine it didn't take much. She led me straight to the peanut section because she knows that's my Achilles heel. And not only did I get
she's good.
a whole thing, a big bag, resealable big bag of our favourite salt and vinegar KPs, but also, and I've never tried these before. Well, I've tried them, but not this brand. They also do the same size resealable bag of honey roasted KPs.
KP, yeah.
I got them both.
I've never had them. I'm a dry roasted man. I'm probably addicted to dry roasted. I can't deviate.
Really?
Yeah, dry. Or if I'm trying to deviate, I'll have pistachio.
I've got a mate, and he's just gone through a divorce, and it's very sad. But he's rich, and he's a Cockney, but he's a Cockney made good.
Hey,
and so when you go
from the streets,
very much. And when you go around his rig, it's very much a Cockney made goods rig because I need to tell you, he has a cinema room in his basement, and he's going. I said, "How's divorce treat?" He went, "Well, it's not too bad. Like for instance, in the evening now, I'll sit myself down here and I'll watch something on Netflix, but on my cinema screen.
Yeah,
but." Get this, what I do is I'll get a big fucking bowl, not a little cereal bowl, next side up, almost mixing bowl size, and I will mix. Let me ask you something. He goes like this, let me ask you something, Sam. Do you like peanuts? I go, I fucking love peanuts, mate.
Do I ever?
Me too. Now I mix a bag of salt and vinegars with a bag of honey roast, a bag of salted, and a bag of dry roasted, and
cocktail.
I'll mix it all up with my big sovereign ringed hand, my big Cockney paw.
That I'd drag myself up from the streets with.
Proper old school Cockneys have paws. They don't have hands.
Yeah.
They have big paws with sovs on.
Shovels.
Right? He's like, "Wah, get the old sovs in there. I'll mix them all up, and then I'll watch my Netflix, White Lotus, whatever it might be, right?" And it's a fucking Russian roulette of peanuts, and that literally was his answer to me asking him how the divorce was going. It was just an explanation of his snack routine he had in the evenings.
In short, it's going swimmingly.
I know. I thought they said we should meet Dawson. This is brilliant. I mean, that's living all right. Yeah, he's there in his basement cinema just scoffing peanuts non-stop. And he's having the time of his life.
That's reminded me, my favourite intake of just regular salted peanuts is a load of them chucked into a bag of Walker's plain crisps.
Yeah, I like. Well,
and mixed up.
This is one of the first things that really took off on the podcast many years ago. We talked. Yeah,
deviated from football.
Yeah. When we talked about, we got to talking on our first Christmas of doing this about how much we both had a shared interest, let's say, in mixing peanuts with crisps.
Yeah.
And
look at us now.
The audience went crazy for it, right? They loved it, and we started to talk about other strange combinations that you liked putting in your mouth at the same time.
Yeah. Well, I'll do the laughing cow triangles with dry roasted nuts shoved into it.
Absolutely lovely.
That's incredible.
I say absolutely lovely. I've not tried it, but it sounds delicious.
You should do.
Laughing cow, yeah.
It's got to be full fat laughing cow, though. Don't get the light.
I wouldn't get light of anything. My Scouse nan turned me against that once. Because I used to take her shopping up the Waitrose she went to, and imagine that, a Scouser in Waitrose. No offence, Scousers, but you know what I'm getting at. And she was. I would do it. She'd be doing her main shop, but she was an old woman who lived on her own, so it wasn't that big. And I'd just get a few bits while I was there. I need to pick up a few bits too, grandmother. A few for her moi. A few bits. You soppy tit. Right? But she would really judge. She would assess, scrutinise and judge every single item I bought, Andy. And this was when I was in my 20s, so I didn't have kids or anything, right? It was just bits that I had to pick up. And it had such a lasting effect on me. And you know when someone dies, you miss them. But the important thing is you have little memories, don't you, that come to you at strange times. There's little things come back to you. Yeah. And when they do, especially when it's bits of advice or whatever that you remember, it's like gives you a warm feeling because you think, see, she's dead in body, but her spirit still lives inside of me.
They're always with you.
Yes. And one of the many things in my Scouse nan is every time I'm in a shop, almost any consumer decision I make, I hear her voice going, "What are you getting linguine for? That gets stuck in your throat and you choke. Get a fucking penny." That's one of her things. She said, "Don't eat spaghetti or linguine, you'll choke on it." I've choked loads of times. I've nearly died on spaghetti many times.
I just completely went to black for 3 minutes. I could see the white light coming towards me.
They should say, in fact, in Liverpool we got it banned. I'm surprised they still sell it. And she also said, low fat. Why would you get low fat of anything? Fat's the best bit. And she was right about that.
Yeah.
She went, completely. Either eat it or don't eat it. But don't eat a shit version where they've taken the fat out. Good fucking point.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not here long. We're going to make the most of it.
Plus, as I've discovered as well, and explained before on the podcast, it turns out fat's not even that bad for you. It's all a fucking myth drummed up by our old friends, Big Sugar.
Big Sugar, exactly. The real enemy. The enemy within. Shall we have a look at some rabies stuff?
Yeah.
It's kind of why we're here, isn't it? So we're looking at a one which YouTube, it's called, where's it gone? Rabies Kills People. It's 47 seconds long. It's been uploaded on YouTube by a can of spam You thought at first it was
We
in
thought it was
association with
sponsored by the
didn't you?
Spam Marketing Board.
But seemingly not. So
Spam
what's happening
says
with this
no
one?
to rabies.
Spam is now rabies free and has been for 6 months.
And that's our guarantee.
Spam and tea.
New rabies free Spam. Made of pure 100% British pig and other animals.
Yes, it's still from the darkest parts of the continent. No, it doesn't have rabies anymore. Let's have a look. Press play.
But if you prefer rabies Spam, don't worry, madam. It's still available on the shelves of your local shop. If you don't want to give up that special taste of the rabies Spam, it's still available.
Like the Roald Dahl books.
Although we don't advise you offer it to children.
Jalapeño. Jalapeño.
So, it's an outdoor cafe, which immediately suggests the continent. There's some seagull noises for some reason. And there's a dog running amok. It's a stray dog. It's clearly a rabid dog. You can hear some accordion music in the background, which suggests that it's France.
France, yeah.
It
It's
sounds
very,
a little
very
bit
easy
like-
to set the scene if you're trying to
isn't
set
it
something,
just-
isn't it? Just
yeah.
stick in the accordion.
Just give you those little indicators.
It reminds me of a low hello, this actually.
It does a bit.
Only the English Channel stands between Britain and rabies.
Hey, there it is.
Love it.
Only the English Channel stands between Britain and rabies. And the little girl's picked up the dog and she's given it a cuddle.
And rabies can't.
And a stupid family are encouraging this instead of throwing the dog into the road or something like that.
right. Give it a little cuddle. It'll like it.
Ah, it's sweet, isn't it?
Let it lick your
I think
face and bite you and that.
I think that's the same dad who was on the beach with the dog and the other one. I think it's the same dog that he had. This is weird.
Yeah, I found one of them rabies dogs they keep talking about on telly. We should take it home. Might
They're
be
looking
worth
at the-
something.
The daughter's holding the dog. The wife gives the husband a peck on the cheek, which suggests that they are a very, very, very happy family together. Then next it cuts to the little girl and there's a nurse bending down and talking to her, and that's because it seems the little girl has got rabies,
Oh no.
or at least is under the threat of rabies. The little girl looks very
bloody
sad.
Nora.
Ah, what now?
If you're bitten by a rabid animal,
Yeah.
You're fucked.
She's been bitten. You are frankly fucked.
You are fucked. You're up shit creek.
Don't come back to fucking Britain. We don't want you. Die abroad and they'll bury you in a ditch where you belong.
You are seconds away from losing every ounce of foam in your body. And remember, the human body cannot survive without foam.
Without foam. You're about to become defoamed.
Stay where
Go
you
to
are.
a safe space. Go to an outdoor area where there's plenty of room to thrash around and wait for the foam to emit itself
If
from
you
your
have
body.
the energy, use your hands to dig a hole in the nearest patch of dirt or sand. Roll your body into the hole and allow yourself to defoam and die peacefully.
Dig yourself a shallow grave.
Do not under any circumstances attempt to return to the British mainland.
Do not even attempt to speak English from here on in.
Remember, if we get rabies, the Queen may get rabies.
So she's going into, where's she going into? A doctor's? Yeah, she's going to see a doctor.
is long and
I
painful.
think
He's
I might have
gonna give her-
rabies. Can you have a look?
Oh no, the doctor, who looks like Everton and Liverpool striker David Johnson from the late 1970s, early 80s.
Check the disease is long and painful.
She's sitting up on the bed in the surgery. He's got a needle out. It's very long, but that's necessary because it's rabies.
And it doesn't always work.
Squirts a little bit at the top as they do. Just make sure it's working.
Treatment for
He's just give her a injection just next to her belly button.
and rabies.
Oh, it's just like it hurts. And then we get a cut to that scene that we've seen so many times of the rabies patient thrashing around with wires and tubes and what have you. Has he got headphones on? He might have. Might be listening to some rock music.
It kills.
Oh no, he hasn't.
So don't let
And then we see a rabid dog on a lead, thrashing around.
selfish sentimentality tempt you to
Selfish
smuggle any
sentimentality. Oh my
Again,
God.
that's good, that. Turn that up a bit.
So don't let selfish sentimentality tempt you to smuggle any animal back into Britain.
You're fucking.
sentimentality.
Don't be a fucking arsehole about it.
Have we done this one?
Yeah.
I'm sure we've done selfish sentimentality. Was that the other one? With
Maybe
the
that's the
aeroplane?
line that they reuse. They drum it
Yeah.
into. We've got the advertising agency, and they've said they've done some research, and they've said we should repeat the phrase "selfish sentimentality" again and again and again
Yeah.
in every broadcast we make.
Yeah, it was the woman with the cat in the bag at the airport, wasn't it? Yeah, who had come
Don't
from
be a
abroad.
fucking prick. It's just an animal.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying, isn't it? It's
Basically,
just
yeah.
at the end of the day, it's just a fucking animal. Don't put it in your bag and bring it home.
Keep rabies out.
And then we go back to France again, and someone else is touching the dog. Someone else is... I think it's the same family. It's showing picking up the fucking dog. Rabies kills people. That's that one. There isn't any more public information films. The other one that we saw had a lorry driver in, which was then deleted by the bloke that put it up. I think he got too much heat
Bit
from
suspicious.
some of our listeners.
Yeah,
saying,
did-
oh, this is brilliant.
When I first went into the YouTube game, all I wanted to do was upload a few Rabies films that I had lying around from, the 80s, and just, see if I could build a little community around it of other fans of Rabies. I did not want it to become mainstream. And a couple of twats on a podcast started talking about it. Next thing I know, I was fucking inundated. I was like, this is not what I got into this for. I can live without this. The glare of fucking publicity.
I've set them all to private now.
Yeah.
So there you go. Serves you right. Serves you right for looking at them. Saturday, July the 16th, 1983. 9:40 p.m. apparently. The BBC showed a thing called The Mad Death, which is a drama, and the trailer is on YouTube. One of our listeners tweeted us, and he had the DVD, and he ripped it to his hard drive and put it in his Dropbox.
Good
I'll have
man.
to try and find where that was, so we can watch the whole thing. But this is just the trailer, because the whole thing isn't on YouTube. But this seems to be on par with Threads in terms of...
Yeah, that was obviously
implanting
what
horror
they
into
inspired
the minds
it.
of
Yeah.
the children.
Can you
Yeah.
watch Threads, mate? Is that available anywhere?
Threads is on BritBox, I think, or it was a while ago.
Yeah, I'll have a watch of
So, have a good pipe at that, yeah. Oh,
There is nothing to fear.
Rabid Fox jumping up at a car window. Fuck me. This is good.
This must have been in the country for months.
Rabies. Yeah. Oh, foam mouth woman. Foaming at the mouth. I don't know if you've got this on, Sam, but it's 15 seconds in. She's in hospital bed and she's losing her form. She has been deformed from within.
Alert! Alert! Alert!
Oh no. Foxes. A man.
Animals to be shot on site.
All animals to be shot on sight, says a man with a shotgun. Next to a horse. He's not going to shoot his horse, I don't think. Rabid dog. More shooting.
Fox.
One down, he says.
I like the bit on 20 seconds where they say all animals be shot on sight, and you see a crew of people. I think they've just shot a fox, and then it cuts this farmer, and he's got strong Nigel Farage vibes. He looks,
Hasn't he?
looks and dresses just
Yeah.
like a sort of an
Fucking hell.
arch home counties Brexiteer.
Cunt.
Yeah, a cunt. He's in a cunt's costume. He's got a flat cap, a quilted sort of gilet, and weirdly a shirt and tie underneath. And the cunt's got in one hand, he's holding his fucking horse by a lead, big fucking white horse, and in the other hand he's got a fucking double barrel shooter. And it seems like a confrontation is brewing because the Rabies squad want to shoot the horse in the spirit of, look, we can't afford to take chances. If it's an animal, it's got to be shot. And this farmer, he loves this horse. He's like, you fucking try it, mate. I'll blow your fucking cock clean off.
Yeah, it's a standoff, isn't it?
This
Yeah.
horse is like a fucking wife to me.
Yeah.
Don't you? So there's all sorts. They're
The horse is
painting
at
a
its
picture.
main. The horse is at its main kind of plaited as well in the way they do to make it all pretty,
like
a
sort
wife.
of like mini horse dreadlocks.
Yeah. So he's going to shoot. If it's a sawn off as well, he's got, isn't it?
He's got a fucking sawn off the mad cunt. I'll blow your fucking face off. You even so much as look at this fucking horsey of mine, I'll blow your fucking face off, you cunt.
And is that him on 26 seconds with the other fella who shoots, and then he
I feel like a war's
down.
broken out. I feel like a war's broken out, and it's like either you're on the animal's side or you're not. You know, so there's the people who are trying to say, you know, it's got shades of COVID in a way.
Yeah.
You know, like the people in COVID who refused to accept that COVID existed. Sort of like that.
We got a little kid who's beckoning a dog over. Oh, and the dog scratched his face right down the side. That's not good. An Alsatian's been shot. There's a helicopter. There's someone hiding in a shoe shop from a dog. The dog is foaming at the mouth and has blood on its mouth, and they are hiding inside a shoe shop. The army are coming in. More rabid dogs. Chaos. A Jeep has just driven past John Menzies on 48 seconds. And it's inside a precinct. Fuck me. The end of days. I need to see this now. This is brilliant. Another Alsatian. The Alsatian is the scariest dog, isn't it? Because it looks like a wolf.
Yeah. In the 80s, they were the main dogs. And
they were the devil dogs, really, before the American pit bulls and the Rottweilers.
Yeah, they were the dogs that you were like... You knew people with them, and they were the main police dogs. I think they still are, aren't they? Don't police still use Alsatians?
No, they don't use whatever the fuck Oscar is, put it that way.
Yeah, and they're... you shut yourself with Alsatians. You talk a lot in the playground about the threat of Alsatians, wouldn't you, when you were a kid?
Yeah, completely. And then what happens after that? What's going on here? Fuck me! I'm not going to tell you what just happened, but just go to 58 seconds in, and then watch.
Right. Here it comes. I recognise that actor. There's a geezer who's looking.
Was that a fox?
He's out. He's in his car and he's like peeking out the window, thinking, "I'm sure I heard something." And suddenly, this mad fucking fox leaps up at his boat race, and he shits himself. And then it cuts to the title of the film, which is "The Mad Death," which I have to say is one of the best titles for a film I've ever heard. To be honest, "The Mad Death."
Wow. Only on DVD, available now. And it is available, but it's available for a pretty penny.
Do you know who it reminds
days.
me of when he does that sort of jerk
What's
back?
That? Yeah.
That geezer from the Carry On films. What was he called? Jack, what's his name? The one who does the twitch. I don't know. You know the guy I mean, though, right?
I've got a Carry On blank all of a sudden. Jack?
He was the one who got Jack Douglas. Get off!
Oh, of course, Jack Douglas, yeah.
He does a bit of a Jack Douglas, doesn't he?
He does. So, there we go. I think that's Rabies covered now.
We've had a lot of fun, and we've learned quite a lot. The main thing we've learned is rabies never really existed.
Rabies was all in our imagination.
It was stirred up by the government to try and scare and control us, which is what governments do. Just watch Adam Curtis, he'll tell you that. This is a story about a phenomenon in the early 80s. It was called rabies. It took over the hearts and minds of children and adults all over the UK. But there was something strange about it. You see, rabies never existed. Crash zoom on a man in a fucking Fiat Uno looking out the window in a pair of sunglasses.
It was all a ruse to increase sales of loops on sticks.
And it was all created by this man, Bob Carroll Gees. a puppeteer, popular on children's television of the time.
With a spitting dog. So there it is. It's all come back to Bob Carolgees, as most things do.
Yeah, 6 Degrees of Bob Carolgees should be the name of this podcast, but it's not.
Yeah, if we ever change it, it will be that.
Yeah.
So there we go, and that's it from Rabies. We'll look at something else next week. As I forgot to say yesterday, snip, snap, snout, this tale's told out. Goodbye.
Goodbye.